Culture is a word for the way of life of groups of people, meaning in the way they do things.
It is a well-diversified term which consists of food, architecture, and traditions.
In my opinion, culture is how we act, how we behave, how we come together, and how we celebrate any sorts of occasions, and really just how we act and what are we taught to do in different situations.
It's something that has been harnessed from one generation to another generation, as in by social behavior, intellect, or any artistic path, reason that has been developed from like the first family generation or social generation of group of peoples and transferred to the later ones. Like, well, it's like chronologically.
Our culture is defined by our history. So our long history of being taken over by many countries, I think that's a very big thing for us that has made us who we are today as people, because many people can say that Latvian culture is very colorful because we have the Song and Dance Festival, and that is a very big part of who we are. We might not sing and dance every single day, but I think that shows a part of us and a part of our history, because every time something historically happened to us, the way that we came out of it, I think, was by singing and dancing.
It means to be loyal to Latvia.
Being Latvian means living in a small country with many
I
opportunities.
think it's being someone from a really small country, but in the same way being very powerful and being very sure of who you are, because Latvians are very proud to be Latvians, at least most of them. So I believe that being a Latvian is just being someone who looks up to others and tries to do the best they can.
Be Latvian. It means that it's a big challenge. It's a really big challenge because you're living in a small country, but in a small country that is filled with knowledge, with culture, as I mentioned before, because our history has enriched our small land with even different types of clothing activities, social behaviors, probably, I want to say, even not even behaviors, it's the way we think and the way we respond to different objects, symbols, and activities and behaviors from other people. Well, that's what it means to be Latvian, because you're really different. You've been affected by not only your own culture, but from cultures that have been like interrogated in our land before, like hundreds of years. So
I also think that to be Latvian, it means to use what we have here in Latvia to the fullest. So that means enjoying our nature and being one with nature, to be proud of the Song and Dance Festival, to be proud of our history and our sports, our basketball players, our hockey players, our singers, all that good stuff.
We have a lot Latvian national food recipes.
Well, food, traditions, and language.
Others, I think it's our culture. It's simple as that, because people usually are amazed by the way we do something, the things we believe in. We are very keen to create our traditions and to honor them, and we listen to our ancestors and their traditions. So I think that makes us a bit different from other nations, because we are just small, as I said before, powerful, and really determined to make a name for ourselves.
what makes us different is that we, like I mentioned before, we are smaller, we think different, our country wasn't made in one day. Well, just like any other country. But what difference, like the difference between our culture and other cultures is that I would like to say that we are more silent. We are less extrovert, but at the same time we can think, we can solve problems just like anyone else, and we can be really productive and creative.
I would say the fact that we are located in such a beautiful, beautiful place on the coast of the Baltic Sea, surrounded by Estonia, Lithuania, Russia, and Belarus. We are one of the last countries where Christianity came in. So our ancestors for a long, long time were pagans. So we are actually like a pagan nation. So I would say that makes us so much more special and so much more different. Also, I would kind of say what makes it different is the fact that many of our excellences and many of our smart people in Second World War, especially in 1941 and in 1949, after the war happened, Russia deported our people twice. Yeah. So our history, our rich culture, that's what defines us, and that's what makes us very more different.